G. I'm holding conversations, tapping the mental. We tryna build like a king. Sit down with G Connect, gotta think. While spitting the game with B's, I gotta shout out today. As a young and do it all for the G. I'm holding conversations, tapping the mental. We tryna build like a king. Sit down with G Connect, gotta think. While spitting game with the B's, I gotta shout out today.
Clack, clack, what's happening, y'all? This your boy Midget Slick. I'm here with the homeboy D and the homie G2Bs. Yeah, we keeping it all the way gangster on the G Connect show. Act like you know, homie. If you ain't fucking with them, I ain't fucking with you. Yeah, that. Straight out of Southeast Dago. Logan Ave. Clack, clack.
Wes. Happening though. Yeah, we tapped in, baby. We tapped in with who? The Generation Conversation, man. Y'all need to be a part of the convo. You heard me? Hey, look. Shout out G2Bs. My boy Bill blasting them over there, putting in that work. You heard me? Hey, look. Y'all need to tap in. Generation Conversation, the G Connect. Subscribe to him on YouTube. You heard me? And just know, we don't Jersey.
There we go. All right, what it do, folks? It's your boy G2Bs. Once again, this is Generation Conversation Network, better known as G Connect. And today we conversate with my guy, G Nutt. What's going on with you, my brother?
Everything good, my man. How you doing over there?
Man, I'm surviving, man. I'm surviving, just trying to make shit make sense, man. So for the people that don't know, can you mind telling us a little something about G Nutt? Like, where were you born at?
You said, where was I born?
Yeah, where were you born?
Los Angeles, California, baby. Actually, the hospital my mother was closest to was St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica, but I was Los Angeles, California. First house my young body was took home to was off of 33rd and Compton in the Bottoms.
Okay. So what schools did you go to?
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
I was kicked out of LA Unified by the time I was in the 11th grade and had to go to continuation. And then I graduated from a little school called University Technical, was it California University Technical High School. It was basically like an alternative school, you know, like for pregnant females that may still want to get their diploma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously they was pregnant, and a lot of people that was knuckleheads that just needed the extra chance to get through there.
Okay. So who did you grow up listening to, like music-wise?
Growing up, I don't know, man. We kind of old now. G2Bs, I mean, what era are we talking about when I first started listening?
You growing up, who did you listen to growing up? I'm talking about who, before you got into it, who did, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What got you on your music journey? You know what I'm saying? What?
Okay. So when we're talking about hip hop, you know, I think I really start, you know, liking the hip hop, I don't know, early 80s, late 90s, early 80s. And at that time, you know, there wasn't a lot of, you know, West Coast rappers out. It was an East Coast thing, right?
Right.
Then so I remember Roxanne Shante. I remember you know, everybody knew that the Sugar Hill gang, everybody knew Grandmaster Flash. Some new music going on, even Curtis Blow, you know, we listening
way back, nigga. You went way back.
I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100.
Amen.
So then, you know, when it started coming to the West Coast, you know, Tidy T and Mixmaster Spade, Ice-T, and then, you know, I remember when Quick music first hit the block, but who really blew it up for the West Coast is when NWA came out. And it was like, I was like, wait a minute, I can relate to this. I understand this, watching this every day. Yeah, they really brought LA lifestyle out and made it glamorous. So gravitated to them, and then, you know, by then I already knew, you know, I liked the flow and stuff like that. Start making little songs and stuff like that. But streets got me. So I didn't get to really start it when I probably should have. You know, we probably would have been in in that conversation with the quicks and the shorts and all of that, Too Shorts and all of that, because we actually was doing the music back then, but just not serious.
Right.
And you know, I don't know. I'm gonna say that's where it started. Then I didn't got many other.
Yeah, generational. Who do you listen to today?
Today, you know, my son and them be listening to a lot of stuff, and even though I might not be able to completely relate to the content, you know, I like the way the youngsters is doing the music now with a little more R&B, no more R&B feel to it, a little more, you know, they kind of singing their cadences now. You know, I think that's a nice, refreshing, you know, touch to them.
Yeah.
But still, if I'm riding, I'm on my way to work or I'm taking a trip, you know, I'm probably gonna be somewhere in the 90s, you know, with my music. Still gonna pop in that Dog Food album, you know what I mean? Still gonna pop in, you know, that first Dre with Snoop, still mess with Snoop stuff. Yeah.
When did you start rapping?
Around that Roxanne Shante time, like, I don't know, 84, 83, 84, something like that.
Do you remember your first song?
From then, no, it was all about freestyling. Now, my first actual song that I sat down and wrote when I realized you were supposed to write songs was about 85, 86. And I made a song. My homies be still talking about it to this day. I was talking about the states. I made a rap and I was just talking about every state, like going to every state and made it into a rap, like going to do, you know, some fly stuff in every state. And they thought that was hard, you know, was able to stay on the concept.
When you started off, did you start off solo or part of a group?
Solo, I started off, I was one of them dudes that, you know, you be at junior high and you see a crowd of people at the junior high, and they over there battle rapping. That was where I kind of started, and knowing I could really do it. You know, I had to battle with dude. You know, you might talk crap. You know, and they was like, I was already, you know, kind of in the streets, so I wasn't really fully in that lane, but I dug what they did, and you know, it'd be some dudes. I remember some cats at Carver, cats at Fauché, cats at Audubon, and they had a little circuit going, like who could rap and all that. So a dude might be like, now coming up to your school, man, we're gonna battle tomorrow. So you had that night to write a couple raps, you know, as many as you can to be ready for what this dude might say.
Right.
And you know, I was cool with that. And I had started to do some winning. You know, I throw a couple jokes up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So that's how I kind of started. I didn't actually start recording music really until I got out the pen. And I think that's why I did it so emphatically later, you know, the later age, because it had blossomed. You know, in the 80s, it wasn't really, you know, that. And I get locked up, you know, late 89, early 90, and basically did the whole 10 years, you know, the whole 90s. I'm in jail, and rap just went all kind of ways. You know, people was out getting rich off of it. You know, you could talk about everything in it. I'm sitting up in there locked up. Damn, I'm missing out. I could do that. I could do that. You know.
So how many albums or mixtapes would you say you have to date?
Yeah, Rob Lowe probably cringing when he watches this right now. I did one album that ain't the type you used to. I think you remember that one. I think I dropped it in like, I think we actually dropped it in like 2003, 2004, or something like that. And it wasn't really a album. It was like, look, I've been doing all these songs. Let's start throwing stuff on the tape and go get it wrapped up and get some graphics thrown on it so I could just say I'm doing it. Didn't understand the concept of how to market an album, you know, how to even actually, you know, put an album together with a, you know, with a concept. from beginning to end, some that, you know, kind of made sense. Then us, they just was like, look, it's time to pull the trigger. Let's go down here, put these songs on here and do that. And then as Yard Down, we did a mixtape called hashtag RNS that came out in like, I want to say 2014, 2013, 2014. And then we would just do other little stuff and have it on CDs or, you know, shooting it out for people to listen to. But no, didn't do a whole bunch of mixtapes and wasn't really big on albums, just was recording music. I love to do the recording. I told you, I missed out on it. So when I got a chance to do it, you know, it was fun. I liked it.
Are you working on any new projects to date?
No, not with no music. I ain't did no music in a long time, man. I'm working every day, you know, union carpenter, outreach instructor, you know. I really feel that the career I'm in right now changed my life completely. When I got out the pen, even though I was doing the music, I did this every day. I did this more than I did the music. That's probably why I succeeded at this. You know, this was to you know, stay out of jail. This was to be able to pay bills legally. Turned into a beautiful little thing. Been doing it 22 years now. You know, all the studio, the going to pay to get that album I was telling you about, to get that wrapped up and the graphics. All that came from me working every day, man. So I'm kind of doing this right now, and you know, I represent that my organization, and I want to do it professionally. So trying to stay away from anything that would lead back to, you know, the gang affiliation and all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know, I did what I did there. That's a done deal, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody coming up behind me. I'm not one of them dudes gonna sit up here and glamorize it. You know, we got caught up in it. We made the best we could out of it when it was time for us to do it. And now I'm a grown man, and I'm gonna do grown man things.
As you should. As you should. So how did you first get started on construction? How did, you know, who pulled you in? Or
I actually went through a pre-apprenticeship when I got out the pen in '99. It was called the Century Freeway Program. A whole bunch of people went through it. It's a lot of dudes in LA, and it's a lot of carpenters, a lot of different trades that got their start through the Century Freeway Program. It actually changed names a few times. I think it started in the 80s. It started when they was doing the 105 freeway. That probably had a project labor agreement attached to it saying that, you know, local residents had to be part of this work. So they came up with a pre-apprenticeship, and I got out in '99. It's still going. And my wife actually had ran into the dude that was kind of running it, or knew about it, came home and told me. I didn't even know what a carpenter was, really, you know.
Right.
I thought it was laying carpet.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
You know what I mean? Let's go lay some carpet. I ain't touched a piece of carpet, man. Right. 22 years, but I went and did the pre-apprenticeship, got on the first job, started putting some of that that burpee routine and that all that weight pile that I did all them years, start putting it to use out there. Was out there competing, you know, moving and learning, you know, how to do things. And one day led to another one. You out there hustling like that, and, you know, they're gonna keep giving you the bread.
So
now,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So would it be for those people that don't know, that's not just a California thing when you're talking about the construction, the apprenticeship, and the community where they have to do certain stuff in their community in every state, right? So for people that is that just California? Well,
usually when you're talking about like having an agreement, when politicians come in and push for the community, that's a big thing in LA. It's a lot of money going through LA. Okay. And you know, it's a lot of politicians that are, you know, trying to mandate, making sure that everybody, you know, disadvantaged groups, women, you know, minorities and all that get a fair shake at that work. Now, places where there's not a lot of work, there's probably not going to be a lot of project labor agreements. It's just going to be, you know, the work that's there. But now, as far as the Carpenters Union, I'm part of the Southwest Council, Southwest Regional Council of Carpenters I'm part of, and that's the 6 states on the Lower West Side: Arizona, Southern California, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah. All of those states are part of the Southwest.
So people in those states can go get that same assistance that you're talking about and referring to.
Okay, you can go and be a part of the apprenticeship.
Right,
So,
that's what I'm talking about. That's where they can get their start. Like you.
Yeah, you can get the start. All you got to do is go
saying.
down there and get a job list, hit them sites up, tell them you want to be a first period apprentice, and all you waiting is for one of them to say, all right, I'll give you a shot. You know, and it's kind of some it's a skill set, it's a culture to knowing, you know, even how to approach a job site, what to wear, you know, to trigger, just like in the streets. I mean, you know somebody, you know, if they got on some Jordans, you know, they care a little something about and spent a little something on them shoes, you know. They might care a little something about that, right?
They ain't coming to work with them.
Nah. But the concept I'm trying to say is the way that if you a sneakerhead, the way you can spot those Jordans, a carpenter can spot your clothing to know if, you know, you either been doing this or you even capable of doing this, you know, the type of boots you wear, all of that. But that come a little deeper in the culture. You walk up and you say, hey, I want to be indentured as a first period apprentice. They pretty much know, okay, you don't know nothing. You want to be a first period, which is the lowest of the top. And you work your way up from there. But yeah, all throughout the country, the United Brother of the Carpenters, it's a countrywide organization. You know, I'm just from the Southwest Regional Council, but, you know, yeah, it's a good opportunity. I would tell youngsters, you know, coming straight out of high school, if you're not interested in just jumping in, going to college, you know, because I'm not going to knock college. If you want to go and do that, yeah, it's cool. Always education is cool. But if you want to jump into the workforce, man, I don't think it's a better decision you can make if you don't have a problem working with your hands and doing that.
Because anything better than that corner.
Than that what?
Than that corner.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I ain't seen too many people retire and get a pension from that.
I ain't seen nobody do that.
You know what I mean? Probably some lucky dudes that stacked some and was able to go somewhere, but cold lifestyle. I mean, the percentages, we got to start doing things where the percentages of us is first of all, living longer and being free. You know, I think, you know, the culture that we come from, we kind of, we push our youth to go towards things that'll either kill them or put them in jail. You know what I mean? Me and you sitting right here, lucky. You know what I mean? We lucky that, you know, we was one, you know, one left turn or one right aim or one
incident away.
One incident away to sitting up on the shelf. You know,
or worse than that, not here.
Or worse than that. I don't know. I don't know if that's worse than that. That's sitting up on that shelf, man. That's a cold.
Yeah.
I mean, once you're gone, you're gone. They say it's all good. After that, you sit up on that shelf, man. I mean, I don't know what's worth doing that, especially not what we was doing. You know, we was doing you know, something that kids do. And that thing in LA is such a strong and powerful and influential culture that you end up doing that through your 30s. You didn't took a kid's phase and took it through your 30s and 40s. And you listen to them long enough, it make sense too. You see the whole country is on it right now. You talk about the 80s. I remember back in the 80s when all that rap was going on and it was mostly East Coast. When and I'm gonna say New York, when New York used to call us stupid. He do what? Colors and what the streets and are they stupid? I used to feel like, man, what they talking about us like that for?
Right.
Now it's all over there.
Yeah.
Not theirs, but ours, all over there.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, powerful, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes the wrong things have the biggest influence.
So true. And that kind of led me to this question. How do you feel about the violence that's plaguing hip hop today?
That's what we do, man. That's that's the culture. The culture is to glamorize, you know, the violence, to glamorize, you know, illegal activity. It's like almost not cool to get money. What, you got a job? Oh man, you a square, you a sucker. You gotta get that sack. You know, or you know, I'll kill you, man. You know what I mean? And then you got social media. I think that's a huge added, you know, component to what they're doing now. I mean, it used to be, you know, when I was growing up, and you take a fade with somebody, I mean, the respect was in the you fighting. That was respect. It wasn't about if you win or lose. It was,
Right.
you was man enough to take it. I'm gonna take what I get. I lose, I'm gonna stand up, shake your hand or whatever. And you got respect in that. Sometimes the loser used to get more respect than the winner, right? Easy to win, how many can lose? Now social media got it, you know, you got knocked out. It's posted all over the place. Like, you know, it took the integrity out of it. It took the dignity out of a, you know, a head up squabble. So now, you know, you got dudes being embarrassed. They ready to run off and end your life behind that. They can't accept that L. You know what I mean? And I think it just keep perpetuating the bull crap. As far as it in the music is only a reflection of, you know, what's going on in the community. It's always been.
True. Knowing what you know about the business, what advice would you give to the youth trying to get into the music business today?
Be on your business tip. That's one thing I wasn't really too concerned about. And that's usually how I go in the music game. If you look at it, the music game is designed to, and it never happened to me because I never was signed to anybody. I've never been, you know, screwed up in a contract or anything like that. But I have been approached, and I'm glad that I started out, you know, mid to late 20s and was doing it real good in my 30s, because some stuff just didn't make sense. Like, well, you want me to do what? And I got to give you how much and why? No, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I wasn't starving enough to jump on no deal like that. But yeah, man, the independence, and I like how it's going anyway. I love the independence of it. If they took it back to, you know, how Short and them came up. Short and them came up by, you know, selling out the trunk. You know, a lot of the rappers from the 80s, they sold it out the trunk in order to get some notoriety, or handed them out just to get that notoriety. And but then you did that to get the attention of the big label, so that the big label could come in and tell you that, well, yeah, you know, we're going to take a risk on you, so we'll give you this, you know, and screw you for the rest of yourself. So watch out for that, and strive for independence, man. And I think these youngsters, they kind of got it. The youngsters is they doing better than we did.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they get it. You know, you got the, you know, the social medias and all of this, where they can promote themselves and they can, you know, they can distribute themselves, and they understand that if I'm getting 0.1% off a double platinum, you know what I mean, that the label probably can do because they can put me on a bigger platform. Well, I could get 90% of that and only take up SoCal and eat. And it's all me and eat. And I see them doing that, you know? So I don't think I need to give them no advice. I probably should be taking some advice from them.
Yeah. I can see your point on that. All right. Being that from the time that you got into music, started in the music business, this is 2021 has been, and you've been in it for some time. You care to speak on how you've seen it change? You kind of already did, but you know, to that degree, like, you know, from, like you just said, we started out with CDs, selling them out the trunk. Now CDs don't tapes. Yeah, but I'm saying though, well, I made tapes, but I never sold a tape.
Right.
I actually printed up by the time I started doing my shit in 2000, you know, long after you had already did your shit. So you know what I'm saying? But
not really. Remember, I started doing it about the same time you did on that level, actually recording in studios and all of that.
Okay.
As a free man, before 99, you know, I got out in 94 for 4 months. You know, it was like maybe, you know, wrote some stuff in the pen, you know, say it for the homies and all that, but never went to the studio. I was only out for 4 months. I went back. So my last time really rapping on a mic and, you know, my boy got DJ equipment. That was 87, 88, 89. Because I'm trying to tell you, that's why I went so hard. Well, not super hard, but that's why, you know, you saw me with the persona and really trying to rap. Yeah, because I'm fresh out. I want to do all this stuff I've been watching him do in the 90s. You know what I mean? I want to show them I could do it.
Right. If I got to put it in myself to make it happen, I'm gonna do that.
Man.
And that's what we did.
I want to hear myself on a recording. I want to hear myself on wax. I want to record in a booth. I want
to feel myself up on the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And the only way we can do that is make it happen ourselves. And that's
make it happen yourself. Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's in a good place for them youngsters. You know, I think there's a lot of stuff that they're doing. Everything evolves. You know, if you're a young dude and you want to get into that, you know, before you do whatever or try to see where it's going to go, I say go for the gusto. And I do know this, and I've never told nobody this. You know it, but you probably don't know it hearing it from me. And now you're going to get a little clarity on why I was the way I was when I was doing music. How many times do you think you've asked me to come do a show and I actually come and do the show?
How many times did I ask you to do a show?
Right.
I think at the most 3. And you did 2. You did 3 or you did them.
Oh, you did them? Okay, well, it was other people that, you know, it was maybe because you worked around my schedule and you know, I was a working man. Because I remember you used to do things on the weekend.
Yeah.
I think once you had one on like a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I came and did it, but it's, you know.
I see you on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I used to hit like a Wednesday or a Thursday up in Hollywood at the G Club. That's the one you came and showed out at the G Club.
Yeah, we came in and did that. That was fun. That was fun.
I came super thick.
That was like 2010, 2011, 9, or that might have been 9 or 10.
That 11. Was 11. That
might have been 11.
11. Okay.
I don't know. It might not have been. It might not have been. But yeah, I always had it in the back of my mind. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The live performing, we had a nice little following. That was fun. Recording music, that was fun. Being told, hey man, we gotta go to Texas and all that. I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta go do what? And I gotta go to work, and wasn't really into that. And the club scene, never liked it, Bill. Never liked it, Blast. I never liked the club scene. It never made sense to me. I've never been a clubber.
Right.
I've never been, we're going to be in here and buy these overpriced bottles, and we're going to spend extra money to sit in the spot and call it VIP. I couldn't figure it out. Now, youngsters, they know how to network up in there. They know how to get what they need to get out of the club scene. Me, it was just loud. You know, all them dudes in there fighting over the same damn girls. You know what I mean?
You don't even drink.
I don't even drink. Exactly.
So it's irrelevant.
That might be, you know, a component I was missing, because I guess it's different if I'm in there sipping or whatever. But if I wasn't performing.
You said the key thing though. Everything is overpriced up in there. You know, watered down and overpriced. You go in there, you get a $40 bottle, you're paying $200 for it, or you're gonna get 3 shots and spend damn near $40.
And I'm doing this to you know, to kind of prove that I could do it. I'm doing this just to say, hey, you know, I'm not from that era. See, right. And that's the difference between us and the youngsters. That's the difference in even the mentality of like that level of living. So when we were young, I remember when I was hustling in the 80s and I first got into the hustle game, I was taught, you know, don't spend no bread unnecessarily. Stack, same khakis. Teach might buy fresh tea or something, same shoes, and buy some underwear and wear that all week to save your money. You know what I mean? And people ask, you got money? Man, I'm broke. I got nothing. That was cool to say. I mean, I ain't got nothing. I'm doing bad. You stacking. You got some bread though. I ain't got nothing. I'm show. Now they show, and they spending money to make it look like, man, you know how many, I'm not gonna say no names because it ain't even about that. You know how many of my homies I actually know their situations. Could have just got off the phone trying to work something to get something from me. Next thing you know, they on social media like, you know, with bottles and all. I don't get that. I don't get that. You know what I mean? I wasn't cut from that cloth. I'm not in here trying to fake like I got something to impress who. For what? What am I doing that for? I'm getting broker doing this. Nah, man, I can't.
No, nothing to fall back on.
Yeah, I don't get it. But then when you sit down with them, you know, they kind of sharp and they intellectually tell you, oh no, this is how you got to do it to attract more money. Like, man,
I don't get it yet. I don't get it yet either.
Networking, you know, that's what they say is networking. I just can't do it like that. Like, man, why we can't just, I mean, why couldn't just meet this cat at the somewhere? You know, he ain't got an email or something. What's up? Right. I gotta buy him a $200 bottle that really costs $30. That's how I'm gonna express my. No, I'm cool. Yeah. And that's probably why, you know, carpentry worked for me and I had multi-million dollars.
Hey, that take-home check look a whole lot better than that receipt.
Man.
At the end of the night.
It make more sense.
It does. You know,
it make more sense.
Just like finding something other than the block to do. That makes more sense. Because I mean, me personally, like, I ain't never been big on a certain hustle that everybody grew up doing. You know what I'm saying? That thing that's pretty much it's supposed to be, should be gone by now, that we're supposed to be notoriously known for. Mm-hmm. It feel like if you ain't got rich by now, if you're still doing the same quota pieces and
curb service,
you know, the same shit for the last 10 years, my nigga, and you ain't got a year worth stacked up, then you need to try something else, because I mean, it's like it's giving the younger youth the wrong idea to still want to do what to follow that idea you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
When these dudes that is of age, you know, still low-key promoting it like it's the thing to do, and now it's out of our hands. It's a whole other generation that done took it and is going wild with it. You know what I'm saying? They done changed the way they
You know what? You know what, Blast? I really gotta ask you this, because I'm that far disconnected. Are they selling the same thing?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what they doing. I know they doing something. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I don't personally know or have a rapport with nobody that's that close to the streets no more. I mean,
Right.
it's out of my circle, to be honest with
Right.
you. I don't care. If that's what you do, bro, cool. I'm gonna keep my distance from you because I don't need to get bumped up around you.
Right.
And not fuck with you, but I don't even want to get bumped up around you because I don't expect you to say it's mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep my distance from those situations, period, as a grown-ass man now. Because my main thing is to get home. I don't give a fuck about being in them streets.
Right.
But it's like,
but that's the thing.
What they doing out there? But they doing something out there because there's something out there. It's something out there. They still out there on them motherfuckers.
I don't know if it's as much money as it was in there. I'll be watching snowfall. I'll be watching snowfall.
Yeah, I'll be watching snowfall too.
Remembering how much bread was going through LA, man. And it's crazy now. If they still
ain't like that no more.
I know it ain't like that no more. That's why I be saying I don't get it. What is y'all? And then look, I want to explain something about that. And this is what we gotta start learning. That it was a lot of money, them early 80s, mid 80s, in the illegal activity going through LA, a lot of money. And then the property, of things was a lot lower. So you really could have acquired some stuff during that time. I mean, I kind of get that now. But now property then went sky high. Everything is sky high. And it ain't that much money out there like that no more. So I'm like, where's the mathematical sense at?
With D and G2Bs, a generation conversation. If you ain't got the patience, get on.